News when you want it with Bloomberg News Now. I'm Monica Ricks. U.S. Special Envoys Steve Witkoff and Jared Kushner are headed to Pakistan for a second round of peace talks this week as President Trump reignites threats to attack Iran again if it doesn't reach an agreement. John Feiner is former Deputy National Security Advisor under President Biden and weighed in on some of these unresolved issues they're set to discuss.
One is that the Strait of Hormuz remains closed, and there's no indication that unless the United States puts something serious on the table to compensate Iran in some way, sanctions relief or something else, that the Iranians are inclined to open it. And second, this nuclear material, which we've talked about for weeks now, those are the two big issues in the talks, and we don't seem any closer to resolving them.
John Feiner on Bloomberg this weekend. Talks in Islamabad are expected to start Tuesday. The Wall Street Journal also reports the U.S. military is preparing to board Iran-linked oil tankers in the coming days and seize commercial ships in international waters. Meantime, the European Union says it's focused on de-escalating tensions in the Middle East. EU Special Representative for Human Rights, Kaja Ollengren.
The ceasefires in the Middle East are fragile, and also the Strait of Hormuz. I mean, now it's open, now it's closed. We don't know. So that is, I think, what people are discussing here as well, how to deal with this instability in the world. And from the European Union's point of view, I'm very much stressing the importance of cooperation and coordination and returning to the rules-based order where freedom of navigation is normal.
You can hear the rest of Ollengren's conversation coming up on Bloomberg this weekend. She says the alliance also wants to strengthen security in the Strait of Hormuz and has called on Iran to drop plans to impose transit tolls. The ongoing closure could also rattle oil markets come Monday after a sharp reversal from Iran this weekend. But Bloomberg Intelligence senior commodity strategist Mike McGlone says prices may not go up by much.
I think the market's looking at what's happening in the Strait right now as a bit of the battle of the bulge during World War II. We'll get through it. It's just a little bit of an aberration of what happened, and it's eventually a matter of time it'll be open and free shipping will be there. And then it'll be what happened in markets. And the key thing to remember about commodity markets is there's a complete bull market in elasticity.
Bloomberg's Mike McGlone on Bloomberg this weekend. Brent crude closed around $90 a barrel on Friday, and gas prices are down another penny this morning. The nationwide average now $4.04 a gallon, according to AAA. Airline passengers should brace for more headaches over the next few months as more carriers around the world make cuts and ground planes to cope with higher jet fuel prices. Analytics firm Cirium says global capacity for May has already been reduced by about 3%, with all but one of the 20 largest airlines slashing flights. All major U.S. airlines have already hiked baggage fees.
Liftoff of New Glenn, the first flight of a reused booster. New Glenn has cleared the tower.
Blue Origin got its New Glenn rocket off the ground after a bit of a hold today in Florida. Bloomberg Tech's Ed Ludlow followed the launch.
The significance of this is that New Glenn is the flagship, more powerful system. It's the first time they'll refly a booster that's flown before.
Bloomberg's Ed Ludlow on Bloomberg this weekend. Blue Origin aims to compete with SpaceX in the commercial spaceflight market. And CEO Dave Limp tells Bloomberg they also want to get to the moon someday.
I'm so passionate about getting the U.S. back to the moon. We have been saying at Blue for 20 plus years that the moon is this incredible gift given to us. You know, it's got all the resources that we'll ever need right there, at least for the foreseeable millennium ahead of us. And we know how to get there.
Blue Origin CEO Dave Limp, he says the company could see 8 to 12 New Glenn flights this year alone. NASA plans to get astronauts back on the moon by 2028. New York Mayor Zoran Mamdani is hailing his pied-à-terre tax on owners of second homes in the city as an important step in his pledge to raise taxes on the wealthy.
What I've sought to make this city the most expensive in the United States of America is one that's affordable for the people who have been priced out of it.
Mamdani on NBC's Meet the Press. He says that tax could raise $500 million a year to help cover the city's multi-billion-dollar deficit. Retail sales will be the focus in the week ahead. Bloomberg's Karen Moscow has a preview.
March retail sales are out on Tuesday, and they could show an increase of 1.3% from the month prior. We also get a look at pending home sales and earnings from United Airlines. More earnings of note out Wednesday with Tesla, IBM, and Boeing reporting. Thursday is the weekly report on initial jobless claims and S&P Global Manufacturing and Services PMI. Friday, we get a look at consumer sentiment from the University of Michigan. Karen Moscow, Bloomberg Radio.
And that's news when you want it with Bloomberg News Now. I'm Monica Ricks, and this is Bloomberg.